All right, so there's still a lot of movement in the engine when you apply the brakes. So I'm going to take this apart and take a look at the transmission mount. That mount is not anything that you can see without removing parts, at least not very easily. I think I can barely see it down underneath all this stuff, but I'm going to take the battery out. This battery, the air cleaner assembly, take it out and see if I can get to it without taking much more out. I'm thinking it's still bad. I'm thinking it is bad because we're still having some good movement on the engine. It should be more stable than that. So this is just the video saying what I'm going to do. Okay, first step, disconnect the battery and remove it. Next step is to figure out how to remove this thing. I see a couple of 10mm bolts here. Got some clippy things here to remove the top. So I'll remove the top and see about what these bolts remove. Alright, so I decided to take the beauty cover off the engine to give me some access to this thing. Got to loosen that bracket there and this bracket here. We're going to remove this tube. And don't forget to disconnect this hose here going there. It's clipped on. Haven't been able to figure out how to remove this connector to the MAF sensor yet. I know you pull this bottom piece out and it's supposed to let you squish it and pull it, but it isn't cooperating. So got to do that without breaking it. I'll figure it out. A couple of comments about removing that air box. There's no need to remove this clip. This thing just pops out of the tube, inlet tube. And there's only 2 bolts that hold this air box in. As you can see, 2 bolts, and then this end plugs in to the air inlet. The air that gets, the air scoop, if you will, that scoops the air as you're driving into the engine. So now there's the engine mount. I have to say, it doesn't look like it's bad. I'm not sure. I mean, it's still intact, so I don't think it's bad. I don't feel the rubber crack. Now, it's not connected on top, but I don't think it's supposed to be. It feels like it's molded that way. So, this does not look bad to me. Well, let me jack the engine up and see if I can get a different perspective. Alright, so I've jacked the engine up and I don't see anything wrong with this. I mean, unless it weakens or something with use, I don't see a problem. So I don't think it needs to be replaced. It's not torn up or anything like that rear one was. That rear one was bad for sure, but all the other ones were good, and this one to me looks good. Yeah, I think it's okay, so I'm not going to be replacing it. I'm in the process of putting this back together. The engine mount does not look bad. In fact, it looks in great shape. I didn't see any cracking or anything. So I'm just going to leave it. I don't know why the engine rocks so much. Must be just the way it is for this car. I wanted to comment on this MAF connector. You have to pop this tan color, white color, whatever it is, clip out, and then you press down on the black part that's underneath it, and that releases it. The problem is it's mounted like this, and all that's pointed downward, so you can't really get your finger on it. So I had to take the cover off and flip it over to where I could get to it from the bottom side, and then I was able to remove it. But just so you know, you got to pull that clip out, and I used a screwdriver to pop it out, and then you're supposed to push that down with your finger and then pull it off.